Blows the vuvuzela bzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzzz.
More like vuvuzela, yeah. How are you all doing? Watto and welcome! Bacon, Fearless, Johnny, Watto friends. Come on, come all to the last show before PAX. I'll be your esteemed host, this idiot with a face. How are you all doing, friends? Come on in, come on in.
Watto, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Not too shabby, Ultrazini. Not too shabby at all. And Bacon, thank you for the bits, friend. It's a new month. It's a new day. The leaderboards for Carl and Chaos have been cleared. I mean, we have Jarl Infinitus for quite some time. Maybe the rest of the year. But that's okay. It has unfortunately continued to keep getting warm in Seattle. Not as bad as it was yesterday, but we went out to take the Dags for a walk and it was sunny, which is illegal. So I'm belting out this Song of Storms from Zelda, trying to get a little bit of a drizzle going. So Blue Abomination and Steppergen and Watto friends. XD Johnny XP, you are correct. September is a go. And to my understanding, that doesn't end up killing things too hard for me, so I have no idea how the September promotion works. I should really look into that. And Dalzet and Wolfcrat and Megaboss and Catastros, Watto friends! I mean, Megaboss, that's the philosophical question. Are we gaming? Or are we dancers? I think I'm funny. I think I'm funny. I mean, Wolfgrad, if you want to go for the House Order, that's not a bad shout. I don't think there's too much House Chaos in people today. And Ereman, Watto friend. Oh yeah, Catastros, I saw your post, friend. I'm sorry you're feeling under the weather. But I hope you feel better. At very least, I can provide some distractions. So XD Johnny XP saying that the subcut is the same for my dumbass, but you'll get a discount. Okay, that's cool. I mean, House Carl kick ass, like no doubt, but yeah, it's order and chaos that keep our little ship afloat. There we go. Oh, sorry, I'll throw on some smooth jams, friends, lest I get too excited. The reason I'm excited is not just because I'm getting to see you all in chat, not just because PAX is coming, but also because I have dinosaur nuggets on the way. Fred, this ship is floating. It's thriving. It's a good day. Fred, how are you doing, friend? Watto and welcome.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the Arc Villain Shredder.
Okay, I didn't mean to call out House Carl. I didn't mean to call out the Hunters of the Unsubbed. But Megaboss, that's very kind of you, thank you. You managed to get Handlebar Orion, Shinokora Jinrai. My Japanese is that good. And Decider Washbeya, because apparently my German is even worse. Fuck yeah. Okay, Fred. I'm sure you and I have had this conversation beforehand, but can we discuss the fact that there wasn't dinosaur nuggets?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian
with the iconic fan of
have
knives!
overcome the Arc Villain Shredder.
Now is the time of House Carl! Fearless, thank you kindly. Oh shit, Fearless, you got some good kills there. Fearless managed to tag Vexus, got Dusty, Smash, but also Toasty. I don't know Smash and Scored well, but Vexus and Dusty, there's some good kills. And joking aside, Phyllis, thank you kindly, friend. But going back, the fact that they didn't serve dinosaur nuggets at Jurassic Park was a massive fucking misstep. Because if they are in fact big chicken lizards, what happens when the big chicken lizards aren't doing so good? You turn them into nuggets. Actual dinosaur nuggets. Would they taste like chicken? Probably. That's my guess. According to dinosaur researchers, I couldn't remember the name for people that understand dinosaurs. Is it paleontologists? Or is that people that look at weird-looking children? I forget. But yeah, I'm sure you all know this discussion that it's more likely that dinosaurs were actually covered in feathers. But that makes them big turkey chickens. Also, Wolfgrad, that is an artistic level house order pint. So like, Wolfgrad, screenshot that now before someone takes exception. But that is some lovely work there. Wolfgrad says, most birds are edible, so dinosaurs must be. I mean, Wolfgrad, if you want to get philosophical, every bird is edible. Just some of them are only edible once. Like mushrooms.
All of them are only edible once.
Oh yeah, that's a personal philosophical point.
No, because once you eat it, it comes out as poo.
You can't eat the same chicken twice.
Yes.
Oh, okay, no, so Catastrophe is saying that dinosaurs would be enormous geese. So they'd be more like roasting birds. Okay. I want to eat a Triceratops now. Something the size of a bus that's also a turkey. Like, Bernard Matthews would be all the fuck over that. Anyway, friends, how are you doing? Hello and welcome. Again, I do apologise that this week has had a lot of chaos starts. Caffeine had an interview for a job, so we're all, touch wood, fingers crossed that goes through. And I felt it was better to just give Caffeine the space, because I didn't want him to have to explain why there was incoherent screaming and or crying from the other room whilst trying to interview for a real job. PAX Day 0 is underway. Friendos are setting up. I have two different events to go to tonight. It is happening. Masks are plenty. Oh, sorry, Fred was saying that if dinosaurs are enormous geese, then Canadian dinosaurs are the key to conquering the universe. And I was unfortunately reminded of the meme that's been doing the rounds, Fred, that Quebec is the Wario to France. And I can't unsee it. I'm sorry that you have to hear that too. Oh, hey, XD Johnny XP, thank you kindly for having a look at that one. So XD Johnny XP found the stuff for September. So if you'll forgive me for being the giant shill that Twitter says I am. Basically, Twitch is doing a discount on subs this month. You'd have to look to see what applies to you directly, but it looks like picking up like long spree subs ends up with a discount. My dumbass still gets the same amount of cash. But like I've said in the past, like friends, like subs are a great way to help like other peeps watching the long ship and hanging out. If you want to keep this weird little boat afloat, like bits and donations are absolutely the best thing. I'm just happy that House Carl continues to hunt because it means the friendos that can't afford don't have to put up with the just god-awful adverts. So yeah. So Wolfcrad, as a meager affiliate of Mr. the Twitch's Twitch.television, I get 50%. I get 50%. So I get $2 and change from each of the subs that you lot throw in. So yeah. Sorry, I didn't really have an end to that sentence. I don't mean to sound like a monstrous knob end, because you lot put so much in that keeps this whole thing going. And I am incredibly lucky to have that. So when it comes to promotional things like September and stuff like that, I don't like talking about it too much because like, you all already go above and beyond. You know, again, friends, you heard Nathan. We are an anomaly. The Longship should not be as powerful as it is. We completely defy the logic of the Twitch meta. And that's kind of fucking cool, right? Also, I've got dinosaur nuggets! Nothing else as important as this. Thank you. And you know what else, friends? You know what else? I've got chaos energy. I'm not sharing the dinosaur nugs. Also, friends, look who's got fancy nails. All right, see if the camera will focus on them. The thumb might be... Come on, camera, you can do this. There we go. So yeah, got fancy nails now. I've got the Titans on this hand, and I've got the Gundam Build Divers different clans on this hand. You know what, MDH, if the reason that you left and never came back was because I didn't share dinosaur nuggets, I can't hate on that. I can't hate on that. How are you all doing? Watto and welcome! This is the show before PAX, and all through the house, everything's on fire, including the mouse. Extremely warm. Well, okay, so Mega Boss, on the subject of bits, the reason why bits are the biggest supporter is what happens is when you buy bits from Mr. Twitch, you pay for the bits and then basically a premium on top of for the transaction. But when you throw 100 bits at my dumbass, I get $1. There's no other cut. So essentially the cut happens at the point of sale, essentially. So like donations, PayPal takes a cut. Subscriptions, Twitch takes a cut. Any of the it's worth saying that any of the systems like crowd control or any of the built-in bit games, they take a cut as well. So that's why it's like bits end up... I mean, bits are the reason why I've been able to keep this thing going and sustain, because if you decide to throw $2 at my dumb face, well, that's $2. If you decide to do something bombastic, that all comes through. And it's... yeah. I'm sorry, friends. Again, the only reason I don't like talking about this is I don't want you to think that I take this for granted or that I'm not aware of how big a fucking deal it is. Anyway, but I need to focus on me. Let's talk about video games. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about dinosaur nuggets.
What's that about $2?
Well, Thrain, the important question is how many is that in pounds? Not only is that $2, but that is £1.73. Boof. Nailed it. No, Thrain, seriously, thank you. This is one of the reasons why I get so feelsy about this stuff, because it's a big help. And we do have people that put in huge bit drops and huge donations, which is the reason why, you know, I can afford to get Amos his shots and we can afford to eat. But also, like, the house order and like the little like $2 throughout the month, those add up to a hell of a lot, and they help so much. So thank you. It's not a code. Oh, cut. Sorry, Wolfcrowd, I misread your I misread your message. And Johnny, that is incredibly lovely of you to say so. And I do like talking about this stuff when things aren't popping off, because I do mean it. I really, really fucking hope I do enough to keep you all company or be vaguely entertaining or, you know, provide a little space on the internet for you all to hang out and be cool kids. So, thank you. And Kenley! Yeah, see you tonight. I will say, I did forget to RSVP, so I did it now. And yeah, it's gonna be good to see you. It's gonna be good to see you. Jamie, what ho friends, hello, hello. Welcome, come on in. What were you playing? Tell me your tales. How goes? Sorry, Jamie, you'll have to forgive me while I'm stuffing chicken nuggets in my face. Because, look, they're dinosaur nuggets. I'm not made of steel. So yes, Jamie, tell me your tales. How was your stream? What were you up to? Fiona, no! I'm eating chicken. I can't believe you've done this. How did you get another one? It's bullshit. Well, okay, so Jamie, we're going to be talking about games industry stuff, and I have an incredibly fascinating, like, puzzle cartography game to show you. Unfortunately, Fiona has decided I have to stand up and dab like a dickhead. So, unfortunately, I'm going to go make an arse of myself for a second. Jamie was playing Rocket League after Apex didn't work. Is Apex down, or are they just having problems? Also, Jamie, have you heard of a game called Hyenas?
Chaos.
Chaos! I'm sorry, Wolfgran, it was only a matter of time. The pint was too pretty. Move my tools out of the way. Trip over all my shit. Can't believe you've done this, Fiona. I've literally just met Jamie and now you're making me look like a knobhead. Ah! Babies, don't... The guinea pigs are even laughing at me. Hoppa-cha? Hoppa-cha-pa-cha-pa-cha-pa-cha? Alright, that time I made him do it. Thank you, Fiona. Hoppa-cha! Make me flail it. What do you mean I deserve it? It's bullshit! Alright, so who do I miss? Firestraker, the Jarl Infinitus. What? Oh, and welcome! So jumping back in, Apex is a clip of streaming. I haven't heard of it. Okay, so Jamie, Hyenas is the new title from the Creative Assembly, who I worked at back on the Total War franchise 1,000 years ago. And they're going for an interesting, like, Apex meets Tarkov blended heist game in space that looks fascinating. I'm genuinely excited for it. I mean, I obviously haven't worked in it because I haven't worked at CA since Total War Attila, but it's kind of fascinating. But yeah, Jamie, thank you for bringing the raid in. That's really fucking cool of you. I will warn you now, Jamie, though. If you stick around for too long, I will recommend you games until the cows come home. Like, I will recommend you games, and suddenly there will be cows in your house. How they got there, I don't know. It's a weird power that I've not yet come to command. See, there we go! The cows are on their way. Wolfgrad, just a spot of ketchup. Now, usually I go for kind of a ketchup meets mustard kind of combo. Oh yeah, so Jamie, I wholeheartedly agree. I've been really enjoying session-based multiplayer games like Tarkov. Because the thing is, as I get older, hang on, let me turn down my smooth jams. As I get older, like, my reaction speeds get worse and worse. And so what I've really enjoyed about games like Tarkov is that you can think your way through a problem. I've really enjoyed also GTFO and Sea of Thieves for being very focused on the session. There's also an interesting title called Marauders, Team 17 are dropping, which is, what if Diesel Punk World War I sci-fi Tarkov? You're in these, like, big, rusty, submarine-esque spaceships, and so you go in, raid the ship, get out. Yeah, Marauders looks great! Oh, no, you know what, Drain? I'm not even going to say it out loud, lest half the longship be no longer able to use their knees due to dusty bones. But yeah, how are you all doing, friends? Like I said, PAX cometh. Got 2 events this evening. Gonna be doing my hip crunch. Gonna be doing the sober meet, and then heading over to the charity pub crawl. Well, charity piss up event. Check this out. Check this out. Oof. Yeah, VIP Pokeball. Like, you know, I don't like flexing on Twitch.television, but I am officially a Pokemon VIP now. And Jamie, thank you kindly for the follow. Vulcan will say, "Whoa from setup. How's it going?" Oh yeah, so Jamie, it is lovely to make your acquaintance. If we haven't met before, my name's Will. I worked in the games industry for 10 years, and I actually do this for a living now. I love deconstructing the industry. And I will talk your ear off about any and every kind of video game. Like Jamie, if you want a single-player experience that's kind of like Stalker, with that kind of like free open-world shooty gun bang, my current obsession is a game called Attica. I'll drop the link in chat for you. And I am obsessed with this game. So it's an indie FPS, where you have like a gravity gun style mechanic, but it's actually 2 games in one. There's a single player campaign that's not too dissimilar from Half-Life 2. It's good, but there's a mode called, I think it's like, is it Zone Discovery or Zone Patrol? That's it. And it is the best Stalker-like game that I have played in 1,000 years. I like Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl, not like creeping around in people's bushes. I feel I should specify there. And God, I played it for 25 hours, just the Zone Patrol. And it's fresh, and it's original, and it's so good. So Jamie, the last role I had was I was a communications director at a company called Rocketworks. Primarily my focus was community management, stuff like that. But I've done QA, I've done project management, pitching, a spattering of design and nonsense. I mean, honestly, like, once you go from AAA to any size indie, you start stacking hats like a TF2 character, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, like, even with the amount of research I do, even I don't keep up to date with all indie titles. So, I would say don't feel bad. But as for what I do like these days, I tend to help out indie teams that are looking to take a game to market. So either helping them just get everything ready to get to Steam, or helping with people who are looking to find funding or publishers or stuff like that. Disco Balloon! The true Disco Pokeball. So my path was a bit strange into community management. So I was working for the Creative Assembly as a QA tester, but I had a grounding in film and television. And I got talking to Craig, who was looking to bring someone onto the team to start making videos about Total War. This is back in like, what, 2011, 2012? So this was a gajillion years ago. But back when Summoner Showcase was still big and YouTube was starting to really take off in the gaming space, we wanted to do something similar to that. We didn't like overly produced dev diaries or those like, you know, those interviews with executives where they try and pretend like they're your mate and it just comes across as awkward. Like, we really didn't like that style. So I started helping Craig with Rally Point, and then helping more with like external user testing and forums and stuff like that, and got brought onto the community team from there. Sorry, Megaboss was saying, I really wanted to see Yamcha in a crater in that balloon. I don't know why my brain wants that. It's because every time we all rewatch Dragon Ball Abridged, the urge to take the piss out of Yamcha is brilliant. These days, Jamie, like, getting into community management is simultaneously simpler and more obfuscated. Like, to learn to run a community, you just need to start one. And, you know, as I'm sure you understand, this Twitch.television is nothing but, like, micro communities all kind of sewn together, which is cool. And, like, if you know your way around social media, if you can set up and run a Discord, you know, you've got the skills in that place. The problem can then be transitioning from doing it to doing it professionally. A lot of content creators get hired for those roles once they reach a demonstrable point of community building. So, if you want to follow somebody who is like the gold standard right now, Victoria Tran, or the VTran on Twitter, who runs the Among Us account. If you look at Victoria's career, like, that's how you get it done these days. I will say, as an aside, Thrame and Megaboss, if you... Excuse me, choking down some chicken nuggies. If I had the time and the money, I would get a Yamcha crater tattoo because it would make me laugh. Because I think my skin's pale enough you could draw it to make it look like he's just impacted on my shoulder or something. Now, I will say, Jamie, how to say this without sounding like a massive bitch? I wouldn't recommend following Oliver's techniques. I would recommend looking at the stuff he has done with Fall Guys, but Oliver is not a person I would recommend emulating to get into community management, because Oliver was already massively successful as a content creator and then got hired by Bossa. And the thing about Bossa games is that they're immediately conveyable and usually heavily memeable, so there isn't a lot to do. You know, I Am Bread is already a meme. You don't need to turn it into something mimetic. And so it's a very easy to communicate on social media type game. And Oliver's work with Fall Guys is very good, but Fall Guys is already a massive success. The reason why I point to Victoria Tran is, well, yes, Among Us is an international success. It's huge. Hello, baby boy. It's our puppy. Well, one of our two dogs. It's the baby boy. Yes, hello. He's gotten so many walks today. Baby boy. But no, the reason why I point to Victoria Tran is that the work that she did with Kitfox built something out of nothing. And it's a much more... it's a much more easy to understand curve. Whereas to copy Oliver, you'd have to be massively successful already. And again, I don't mean this to be patronizing, Jamie. I hope it doesn't come across as that. I talk a lot about both video games themselves and their art, but also the business around it. And I try not to point to people who got lucky. You know? I try to make sure that I'm not recommending examples of people whose first step to success was win the lottery, you know? Yeah. Yeah, you know what, Jamie, if you put Oliver in charge of Valheim, I personally feel that would be a big challenge for him. And I've met Oliver, again, I don't mean this to sound like I'm dissing on him. It was just his weird mimetic style worked so well with bosses' titles. And then you take that and put it onto Fall Guys, like, it's a perfect setup. But, yeah. Sorry, and I love talking about this. And yes, Lost Flowers is a tired baby. He's been on so many walks today. Excuse me, friends. On the subject of the games industry, nothing massive today, although keep an eye on the publisher PQ, a British video game publisher who handles... They themselves are pretty obfuscated. Like, they're not... Sorry, I'm just bringing up their list. They're not a publisher that you might necessarily have heard of. But if we talk about their games, there's at least a few on there that you're going to know. They've published a lot of titles from Japan, a lot of indie titles. They tend to pick up smaller budget projects. I'm trying to see some of their bangers. They did one of the Earth Defense Force games. They published one of the Earth Defense Force games, but then again, they did that alongside another company, so... and to a crazy hippie, darn right, I'm going to be at PAX. And it's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to it. I am heading to the Sober thing this afternoon, only for a few hours, because everyone decided they wanted to have an event on Thursday this year, for some feckin' reason. There's feck all going on the other nights. Everything is stacked up tonight, so I'm doing a double header. Yeah, I'm trying to find some of these PQ games that you might know, friends, and they're mostly like super obscure Japanese titles, and just having a look at their indie lineup. I mean, a few that you know, Arcade Spirits, The Plane Effect we did a stream of. God, I'm really struggling to list titles you might have heard of. At the moment, they're in hot water because a bunch of their developers have started saying that they don't actually pay out what they've been promising. Previously, a couple of studios said that PCube had applied for cultural grants, taken the money, charged the developers for the money they'd taken, but not given them the cash. Oh, and to a crazy hippie, you know what? That's understandable. But I will be about. And Vexus! How are you doing, friend? It has been 1,000 years. And yeah, so on top of PCube taking grant money, another developer came out today and said that they hadn't been paid for their milestones. Now, if you're wondering what milestones are, basically, when you sign with a games publisher, 9 times out of 10, they don't just give you all the money at once to kind of keep things safe. They give you what's called milestone payments. So you say, we're going to make a racing game, and we're going to make this many tracks, and this many cars, and this many features. And so your publisher will say, like, all right, we'll give you $500,000. You can have 100,000 right now, and you can have 200,000 when half the cars and half the tracks are implemented, and you can have the last 200,000 once the game is content complete. Now, admittedly, it would be spread out and the milestones would be more chopped up, but that's just kind of a hyperbole example. What they're being accused of is not paying those milestone payments. So giving people a little bit of money up front after they sign a contract, and then giving them no more, which is bad. I have a feeling that this is going to be the big drama next week, because Everybody in the games industry right now is coming back from Gamescom or going to PAX or going from Gamescom to PAX. So, brace yourself. It's going to be wild. And the only other really interesting news to cross my feed today is the next Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Mirage, will be set in... what was the location? It will be set in Baghdad. Like, and from what I can see, it'll be set in Baghdad during, like, a historical period known as the Golden Age of Islam. Which is fascinating because this is a part of history that very rarely gets talked about, and even rarer still does it get any like video game adaptation. So it should be cool as shit. That's something to genuinely be excited for. Now I'll admit I've been a detractor of the Assassin's Creed franchise, but what they have done in terms of like historical preservation and how they've been representing like really underserved parts of history has been feckin' great. But that seems like the long and short of it. Half the industry says that the Activision Blizzard acquisition is going to take longer. The other half of the industry says it's going along as planned. So at the moment, it seems to be money people doublespeak. And Vanderbeest, what ho and welcome. Hello, hello. And that's about it, friends. As I said, everybody is either rushing to PAX or recovering from Gamescom right now. So, games news is going to be pretty quiet for the rest of the week, unless there are some big, big drops from PAX. Sadoma says they saw an article in the UK about antitrust stuff with the Activision Blizzard murder. With the Microsoft Act. Apparently, after half a bowl of dinosaur nuggets, I can't speak. So in regards to Microsoft acquiring ActiBliz, Vanderbeest says, let me know when Assassin's Creed gets up to 40, so we can do the AC-40 MechWarrior tie-in. Sign me up. Assassin's Crab. It's 2 AC-20s. Well, I guess Catastrophe, I was referring more to kind of like the earlier Assassin's Creed games rather than newer Origin stuff. Like, when you think about it, there aren't that many good games about the French Revolution. The War of Independence doesn't really get a lot. I didn't like Assassin's Creed 3, but it was set in a space. And again, despite the Renaissance era being such a massive part of European history, it doesn't get much in the way of video game stuff. Now, ancient Greece and Egypt. Ancient Greece could stand to have a little more, just to help with differentiation between that and the Romans, but, you're right, Egypt's had a fair wedge. But not too many where we've actually been able to run around and explore. Most of these eras come down to, like, RTS titles and things like that. As someone who worked on those titles, you know what I mean? And, like, I loved working on Total War, because it gave people an understanding of the challenges that nations faced during those eras without just yelling history at you and screaming when you get it wrong. Whereas I found, if I'm praising the Assassin's Creed titles, it felt like being very authentically dropped in these time periods. And again, you know what? There are not enough pirate games, friends. I know we talk about Sea of Thieves on the constant, but we need more pirates! The fact that we didn't get a Black Sails video game full of hot pirates is bullshit, and we should be mad about that. That's a good point, Fred. Ancient Egypt is a much longer period than just like a little snapshot. God, I still keep thinking about the fact that, you know, we went through the entirety of the schooling system without the History of the World YouTube video to just give everybody context as to time frames. I think about that a lot. Stammering Gamer, Watto and welcome. Okay. Vanderbeast, do not twist my words. I said hot pirates. Oh, yeah, sorry, Catastros, I should have been more specific. No, I understand what you're saying. I will say, though, nobody wants to do an RTS around the Crusades because it's such a historical fuck-up. God, it's always a fun one to talk about. But yeah, like, friends, I had a thought, and as I pondered it, I looked into the eyes of my little friendo, and I'm like, damn, I love that friendo, and I completely forgot what I was about to say. It just, blah, gone. Anyway, how are you doing, you lovely mother hubbards?
Oh, baby boy. Amos is very sleepy because he had to walk over at work.
Yeah, Lathy O'Connor's like, Egypt as we understand it was so much older than ever really gets discussed. And again, video games do have a certain responsibility for the public perception that when we talk about the classics, we tend to talk about Egypt as if it was just kind of about. We never really discuss how long it was a functioning society for. In a lot of strategy games, Egypt just kind of ends up being another one of the characters, and we never really discuss them being like, you know, the old hat in the room. But it's getting better. There's more demonstrable hunger for historical authenticity when it comes to video games. There didn't used to be there. Believe me, friends, trying to convince people why Total War was worth playing used to be such an agonizing prospect. Wait, you mean it's like an educational game? No, it's a strategy game. You get to take over. I don't get it. Do you play history? No, it starts in a different... You know what? Never mind. The Crusades, or as its visual novel, that time we raided a bunch of other places because we got lost and didn't want to come home empty-handed. Well, Stammering, please do give them our best, and I hope they feel better, alright? I'll do my best for, once again, for distractions and nonsense. And I have a really arty, weird, but arty weird in a soft kind of way. This is the game we're going to be playing today for a little bit. Because, friends, you got me for at least another 2 hours. Before I've got to start, you know, like, hosing myself down and getting myself ready to be actually shown to the public. So the game we're playing today is Moo Cartographer. I mean, look at this. We have to basically decipher an alien UI to work out how it works. Yeah, Thrame, I've given up trying to take weird out of my vocab, at least for a bit. Like, I'm going to keep... eventually, I'm going to get it out of there. But this is like you're using an alien device to analyze like typography maps of varying places as a strange alien treasure hunt. And I think that's feckin' cool. I mean, Wolfgrad, I'm gonna try not to do weird as we go forward, but I'm doing my best. I should have had more chicken nuggies. Well, I guess Strager was saying they don't feel the connotation of weird is negative. Someone feel that way? It's not that. It's when we start describing games as weird, it's, you know, a break from the norm, something that's different and strange. But with a lot of these titles that we're showing off, they're actually very well grounded. It's just that they're different from the expectation. And that's not weird bad, right? And as our industry moves forward, people are going to be hunting more and more for the strange, they're going to be hunting for different. You know, being the first to market with a genre of games, that's how you win big, right? So if we start describing these titles, if we continue to describe these titles as weird, it can harm the discussion. Okay, Megaboss, have a lovely rest of your evening. If I don't see you throughout the Paxian nonsense, have a lovely rest of your week and a great weekend. Yeah. Yeah, Strager, I think you might be right. I think... Firestrager was saying that on a podcast they listened to, the presenters have banned the use of the word interesting, since it's a filler word and it needs to have more context to be that. Now, when it comes to interesting, I'll still include it because you can have a big, bright, shiny game, but for it to be interesting now, I feel has weight to us as a group, because at least personally, I am seeking gaming experiences that do something that we haven't encountered, or do something in a new way, or just do a thing we liked and take it to a new level. You know, if I say there are 3 shooters, but I tell you that Deathloop is interesting, you know that I'm not using that as a filler word, but I'm using that as a mark of quality. Whereas weird could describe almost everything that we play. That's definitely a nonsense word for me. So I'm trying to get my vocab to the point where I can articulate better why these games are interesting. I mean, Moo Cartographer is closer to Mirror Moon EP in that it's a game about us deciphering a control scheme we don't understand and learning that knowledge as it unfurls in both the world and in the gaming experience. Oh yeah, and if you haven't seen Mirror Moon EP, holy crud. Like, I don't know to what extent Mirror Moon EP is still functional, because originally Mirror Moon EP had seasons where you and all the other players would be discovering a whole ass galaxy, and you get to name all the varying constellations. Nope, that's Moo Cartographer. But it is a gorgeous, like, untextured indie title where you have to decipher, like, first your alien spaceship, then your alien tools, and then you decipher, like, alien ruins and these huge, gigantic structures of long-dead civilizations. And once you decipher all of those, it brings it together to make for a truly unique experiences. What's really fascinating is that when you look at the reviews of it, is that there are 2 people who play this game. There's people who play this game and go, this was incredible and will stay with me, and people who go, I couldn't work it out and I don't like it. And like, both are valid, but if you want an inspirational game, Mirror Moon EP. But if I call that weird, that doesn't help us. So, you know, I'm always trying to do better, friends. I'm always trying to find better ways of articulating great, exceptional, and different titles, so that not only can you understand them and maybe experience them and enjoy them, but also if you need to explain them to people who just play shooty gun bangs, like how do you convey those concepts? So Thrame, what I love about that is that could be both a good or negative Steam review. Interesting game, no idea how to play it. Could be both a thumbs up or thumbs down review. Fascinating. Love it. Oh, as a quick aside, congratulations to everybody that's been playing the Blight of the Immortals game. I think in its current stance... Actually, you know what? I'll just show you all quickly. In its current stance, I believe that... I think it's Wolfcrad's going to be holding the line. Alright, never mind. It's forgotten my login and I don't want to have to feck around. Yeah, we're winning. So it looks like we'll actually be able to defeat the undead on this one. So here's what we're going to do. Because I've got PAX coming up, and things are going to be pretty chaotic for everybody for the next few days, we'll be starting the next game of Blight of the Immortals next week. Now, if you've never heard of Blight of the Immortals, it is a free-to-play fantasy game where you and your friends defend against huge legions of the undead. The hook is that this is a real-time RTS. So to move an army from one place to another can take like 2 to 8 hours. You know, it's very slow, it's very stodgy. It's from the same team that did Neptune's Fortune. And it's kind of like a cooperative version of Subterfuge, the Mobley game about submarines. And we've had so much fun. Me and Pun Spectre started off in the corner and we thought we were the hot shit until the giants came and we were like, oh no. Yeah. Wolfgrad, this game has been going for almost 2 weeks, friends. And I want to give people a chance to jump in and play. So, do not worry about getting in for the next round. We'll announce it ahead of time. We'll do what we did last time, which is we'll get everybody into the game at like end of stream or something like that, so people have a chance to be more aggressive on the go. And we'll go from there. Also, friends, if it's something that you wish to play just in short form with your friends, you can. The way it works with Blight of the Immortals is only the person hosting the game has to pay for it. And I think that's fine. Johnny says, let's talk thought on Unknown World's new game. Are we talking about the faux tabletop minis game that they're doing? Is that the one we're talking about? Because if they've announced the other games they're working on and I've missed them, I will cry. And not even like cool like anime cry. I mean like ugly baby toddler needs a nap cry. Oh yeah, and Dory Quill, it's just co-op versus AI. The zombie legions are all computer controlled. So, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to play it, is I love Subterfuge. At some point it'd be fun to play Neptune's Fortune, but the problem is someone always gets screwed over and someone has a bad time. It's co-op. I'm still winning though. That's the mentality, Dream. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, friends, so Unknown Worlds, the team behind oh my god, I mean obviously Subnautica, but Natural Selection and Subnautica have announced a title in the last couple of weeks, which is It's like a tabletop minis game, but it's entirely a video game. And I love that. Because I fucking love Armello. Because it's all the good trappings of a complicated board game, but I don't have to remember any bloody rules. I can just play it. And so doing that with tabletop minis, like, sign me up. Oh, sorry. Friends. Catastros was talking about, like, trying to sell games to people. I don't mean, like, from a retail standpoint, but, like, trying to convince friendos to play the game. And Catastros was talking about Later Alligator. And the friends both ended up saying it sounded too expensive. Yeah. Unfortunately, the indie price point discussion is one we'll be having for a long time. And getting to change people's perspective on that is going to take a long time. I mean, it might not. We've just got to kind of keep going, you know? In a world where Red Dead Redemption is $60, it's hard to put forward the work of an indie team that ends up being like, you know, 20. But we will succeed. We will not give up. We will persevere. And Later Alligator, by the way, is an incredible game. Like, it absolutely deserves its overwhelmingly positive rating. Like, it seems like it's just gonna be silly and mimetic, and it ends up being so brilliantly made and heartfelt and fun and interesting. It's one of those games I wish I could replay. I wish I could replay having forgotten the entire game, you know what I mean? I guess you lot don't need me to explain to you why Later Alligator is brilliant. Sorry, just Wolfcrab was talking about Blight the Immortals some more, and I realised that I'm really excited for the next game. Really excited. Because, like a lot of us, I now understand a lot better what I have to do. Like, I definitely need to go on the aggressive much sooner on. Like, I need to be snapping up territories and kicking ass. You know. But instead, I kind of played calm, I played conservative early on, and it cost me everything. Although, Caffeine did give me a pity village up in the Midlands, in the Midlands Isle, and so I did get to kind of come back to the fight. How I did in that situation is another matter entirely. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Wolfgrad, it's one of those group games that generates great stories. And I couldn't be happier about that. Anyway, friends. Anyway. Tell me your tales. Tell me your tales. Thrain would say the reason they formed their Uber army was because they thought everyone else was dead. And yet here we are. Kicking ass. Doing well. Yeah, I guess I don't have much else really going on, friends. Like, everything's been kind of like recovery and preparing. The only thing that propped on my radar that I haven't really had enough chance to look into is I don't know if you're aware of the Call of the Wild series. So Hunter Call of the Wild is a very, very successful hunting simulator game. I've played it. It's all right. I played a lot of it when I was very stressed in the UK, where I would just sit with a beer and a friend and we'd go fake duck hunting. They recently released Call of the Wild: The Angler, a fishing game, and it is overwhelmingly negative. And I've not found out why. From tertiary glance, it seems to be that the game is charging a premium price point and it is absolutely not ready. Either there isn't enough content or that the quality threshold just isn't there. But the thing about games like fishing and hunting is they tend to have an audience removed from the gaming space who don't really care, much like train simulators and things like that. So for it to get an overwhelmingly negative review score on Steam after only a few days, something's going on. And I haven't had a chance to dig into that any further. Also, Will deserves 2 dinosaur stickers today. Yeah, that's right, friends. 2 different dinosaur stickers. The first one is from someone on the PAX email threads who, instead of sending it to the email list, they wrote an email and then CC'd everyone on the list all at once. Meaning that myself and everyone else signed up to the media list got everyone's email. The other detail of that one was that someone in the thread did do a reply all. Now, why do I deserve a dinosaur sticker? Because I didn't also post a reply all despite desperately wanting to. That's my commitment of goodness so far today. Oh wait, what was my other dinosaur sticker for? Nope, I think that's it. Alright, so I only get 1 dinosaur sticker. I've forgotten the other one. House Order does approve. Durry beat a major boss in Elden Ring. Okay, Durry Quill's doing a Pokemon playthrough of Elden Ring where they can't attack and have to rely on summons to do the damage. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sorry, Robin. No Stegosaurus for me. I couldn't think of the second reason why I deserved a dinosaur sticker. Oh, lovely. Oh no! Wait, that's much worse! Sorry, friends. I read Stammering's message saying, received an email saying I was the only one being considered for a job. I stopped reading there and was like, Stammering! Fucking congratulations! I'm real happy. Wait. Reading further on, considered for a job in an email sent to 5 other people. It's like, no! Okay, now Secretly Robin does make a good point, Stammering, that those other people could have been internal. Were they internal? Was it a lot of Gmails and Hotmails, or was it all people on the thread? Like, one can hope. Oh, and Bismarck, what ho friend, hello, hello. Right. I mean, Bismarck, it's not like you'll be ostracized or cast asunder for pre-ordering. But remember, when you pre-order a video game, you're not helping the game, you're helping the marketing people. Alright, but Robin, I can't just have a second dinosaur sticker. That can't just happen. I have to make a case. It has to be deserved. Otherwise, we devalue the dinosaur sticker. And then where does that leave us? Oh, and Catastros, sleep well. If I don't see you for any of the little impromptu streams or mini videos, I'll see you next week. And I hope you feel loads better, friend. Alright? And yes, I will be careful. I'm sincerely hoping for a lurg-free few days. Now, Dan Under Dwarf, you are entirely correct. There's no such thing as too many dinosaur stickers, but they need to have value. Like, the shiny stickers are only shiny until you realize you can buy them. I will also admit, after I got chucked out, I was diet homeless for quite a while. I've told you about this. And once I got myself stabilized, you know, I was renting my own little apartment. I was doing real good. Whilst shopping for groceries, I saw a packet of holographic dinosaur stickers. The kind that, you know, primary school teachers would use for incentivization and things like that. And you know what? I fucking bought it all for myself. I was literally the feckin' bit from Metalocalypse, where it was like, yeah, we just worked out we could buy validation. And puns! My once fellow battle brethren of Blight of the Immortals. How are you doing, Pun Spectre? I'm just having a natter with everybody. Like, God. Like, we can have a faff about on this Moo Cartographer. You know what? Actually, no. I will throw it up because it's not a very long game, and I don't think there's another time. Excuse me. I don't think there's another time where I'll get to show you, but. Oh. However, I do want to focus on talking with your good selves because, like I said, I just realised it's going to be quite a while before we have another long, proper stream. And as good as the mobily streaming is, it can be very difficult to chat with you all. And to Ozymandias, Watto and welcome. How goes it? Pun's saying, I got run over by a horde of zombies, so not that going for me. I mean, I managed to get run over twice. I thought I had it. And I didn't. But it does look like we're actually going to win. Like, our sacrifices might have been enough to do it. Okay. Oh, sorry, Pun Spectre was saying the Thursday game has switched over from Gloomhaven to Solstice. Solstice's the D&D RPG title, right? I'm not going completely loopy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's... Oh, if you haven't seen it, friends, so Solstice is close to like Divinity Original Sin, got a D&D based combat system, and it looks like the kind of game that'd be great with a group. I don't know how it would be as a solo experience. Also, like with Divinity 2, I am saving it for a group. I was chatting with Starlight Skies, who you all saw was hanging around in chat and was staying with us for a couple of days. And we were talking about the original Bucket Squad, which was myself and Joe Cat and Star and Fiona. And that was such a good run through. And then we were chatting about how, like Joe Cat's big now. Like, we can't just steal him every Sunday like we used to. And that's okay. Like, again, I am only ever happy to see friends succeed. And, like, it's real good to see. It's real good to see. It does mean that at some point, Bucket Squad the third outing of Lord Calcium Bonio, will need to come to fruition. Mostly because, much like with Jocat, Zalavir has become a very big part of the games industry, which is great. But again, I can't steal him, you know, for Divinity 2. And now that, you know, PAX and things like that are back in full swing, there's less chance that I have to steal Laura or String of Please. So, I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to happen. But I will put a squad together. Okay, so Pun Spectre was saying on Crown of the Magister, it is very D&D, and it's great with a group. Well, Pun Spectre, I might steal that idea and stream it. Like a great streamers have before me. Eagle Lives is asking why I'm using a bear for a gaming chair. It knows what it did. It won't do it again. No, I can't remember if I found this or Ket found this, but it's a fake fur rug that we found from a Goodwill, a charity shop. And we used to throw it over the back of the previous chair because it was just a dining room chair from Ket's family that I was using. And when I moved in with Fiona, one of Fiona's friends was chucking out this 1,000-year-old DX Racer. And I was like, So, Wolfcrad, it's not a tribute to Cocaine Bear, but I've realised I will need to do something. Yeah, so...
I was expecting that story to be more grisly.
Oh, thank you, Buns. Thank you for the 200 bits. But yeah, this was a hand-me-down, well, is a hand-me-down DX Racer, and you can see how shredded it is. Like, that's not shading. That's the faux leather that's been eaten by my ass! But, throw this over it, and look at that! It's classy. It's cool. And because it's been so warm, I have the Longship sigil over the back. So there we go. The secret of the chair unfurled. The story now told. What mysteries remain? Square Peg, Watto and welcome. Please, just call me an ass. Mr. Ass was my father. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else has been going on, friends. It's kind of been the long and short of it. I'm still super hooked on The Last Stand Aftermath, and I need to finish that game to get it out of my head. I realize that the reason why Last Stand Aftermath has got its claws into me is that it's doing good emergent narrative, but instead of doing it through like multiplayer PvP, it's doing it through roguelike mechanics. Like, it really does feel like every run is a different story. Like, it really feels that way. And I don't know why, but that's just what my brain seems to be all about right now. Like, there's also a part of me that realizes that I've got to essentially try and 100% it achievement-wise, because all the other Last Stand games, I got the 100% achievements on Steam. So yeah, for the Last Stand bundle, sorry, the Last Stand Legacy Collection. Like, I beasted that. My Chivos, I got them. God. Oh, sorry, if you wonder what in the bloody hell I'm talking about. So The Last Stand was a Flash browser game, which was, by my understanding, one of the first indie titles from the browser space to get signed with a publisher. That would be Arma Games. The game is very simplistic. You spend your days scavenging for food and supplies, and by night you have to defend like a barrier against hordes of the undead. At least for the first 2 games. Then the third game was a side-on 2D title where you actually explored through like a burnt-out city, scavenging for supplies, fighting the undead. And this is all pre-Walking Dead success. Now, where those line up with Left 4 Dead, I mean, the first 2, absolutely 1,000 years before Left 4 Dead. But I don't know where The Last Stand 3 fits. Anyway, they made a legacy game. It was feckin' cool. Also, Crush the Castle is on Steam. I didn't know that. Shit, that got released this year. Sorry, re-released. And if you're wondering why I'm yelling about Crush the Castle, so Crush the Castle is a completely and wholly original game you've never ever heard of before. You have a catapult with varying munitions, and you fire ammo from that catapult at a castle that falls down, and your goal is to kill all the people inside the castle. As I said, original concept, do not steal. Joking aside, this was a Flash game which was released on Arma Games that did very good, but it was still just a Flash game on a Flash game website. Then this little company, they took the concept and they replaced the rocks with birds and made them angry, and now there's a major motion picture. Yeah, Train, if you think that sounds like Angry Birds, then you're wrong, according to the lawyers of Angry Birds. Alright, Pun Spectre, have fun. If I don't see you before next week, have a wonderful weekend. Alright? So Robin, I don't believe the campaign progress saves in the demo. It definitely does in the main one. But, seriously, the zone patrol mode is where it's at. Like, that's where that game sings. But yeah, Crush the Castle is a fascinating example of how sometimes it's just about when and where you launch. You can make the freshest original game, you can have the best concept. But if no one can play it, if no one finds out about it, you know, what did Angry Birds do that Crush the Castle didn't? Launched on mobile. That's it. That's it. I have to pick that up some point. I mean, I played the shit out of Crush the Castle back in the day, and when people started talking about Angry Birds, I was like, psh, it's never gonna take off. That's just a copy of a Flash game. Frame. I always forget about the microtransaction systems in Angry Birds. I always forget about that. Now, there is one thing that you can take from that situation, is that accessibility, especially accessibility across multi-generational... Sorry, let me rephrase that. If you make it accessible to both grown-ups and kids, it will do good. And we've seen this 1,000 times. Why is it that Fortnite has done so well? Well, it's a PvP, but it's kid-friendly. Done. Done. Sorry, Robin was saying, I always forget that Angry Birds was a product, and not just a fundamental force of the universe. Yeah, it's easy to forget that. God, did they do 1 movie or 2? Sorry, I've got to Google this now. If we don't end up playing Moo Cartographer and just end up talking nonsense, that's okay too. So, Angry Birds There's a Is there a third movie? Okay, no, thank fuck. Okay, but there were 2 Angry Bird films. Why is that a thing? Rilu! How are you doing? Now, obviously, Rilu is correct. Like, in this household, we do not stand Angry Birds, but we do fight for the Flappy Bird. Sorry. Rilu, how are you doing, friend? Watto and welcome! XT Joint Expert. Did it get a TV series? I hate this the more I'm finding out. Follow-up media. There was a comic miniseries. An online spin-off miniseries, alright, titled Angry Birds Blues. And there was an Angry Birds sequel. God, I hope it bombed. God, it's... Okay, Angry Birds 2, the movie, made $152 million. Fuck off. Fuck off. Don't tell me there's a plot to this. You know what, friends? I could read out what I'm reading. What I'm currently looking at is the cast list, the voice cast list of Angry Birds 2. And I could tell you these names, but it's not going to make anyone happy. Like, we all know that Nolan North will do anything for $1, but... Peter Dinklage, what are you doing? No. No. Alright, changing the topic. This is just going to make me feel weird. And slightly more unhinged. Miyakini Sakura, Watto and welcome. Scotty was like, did I hear something about no chapters? That might be the case. That might be the case. Lost Flowers is saying, I thought the plot was like pigs stole our eggs, we need it back. Oh god, what if the Angry Bird movie becomes our Paul Blart Mall Cop? Paul Blart Mall Cop. I wonder how long it would take to watch every video game movie. Sorry, friends. Apologies for the 1,000-yard stare there. I was chatting with a friendo, and we were talking about podcasts and the ilk. And, you know, the age of breakaway podcast is absolutely done. But I'm a big fan of experiential or fun kind of event-like podcasts, you know? I really enjoyed the podcast that Dustin got us on, which was the spiritual successor, where we had to come up with, like, fake video games. That was a lot of fun. And I keep thinking about games like that. Podcasts like that. Oh, good, thank you. I had my nuggies. And I keep thinking about stuff like that. I like the idea of challenges that I can share with people. And, you know, I've probably told you all multiple times that I keep considering the worst movie survival podcast. I was going to do that to a Perios, where I was going to pick a film that's truly awful, and we just repeatedly watch it every 2 weeks until one of us gives up. Now I'm just like, how many video game movies are there? And how could we go through them? Because not all of them are bad, but some of them are fucking dreadful. I mean, stammering. While I'll admit that does sound like a very specific fetish, I'm glad to hear it's a good D&D campaign.
But I often think about these, or at very least, like, watch-along stuff. Lost Flowers, Highlander 2, again. God. Oh, is it a lot?
Alright, Rilu, let me roughly find the list. Video game movies. Because here's the thing. I love video games, and I do my absolute darndest to try and see the best in video games. I love the art medium. I love the people who make games. I love how they change and grow and make us feel. But I have no such love for the film industry. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. And video game adaptations of films, they aren't just bad. Video game adaptations of movies are an example of the arrogance of a lot of business people in thinking they understand stuff they truly don't. Like, things are somewhat getting better, but not across the board. You know, for every good video, for every Sonic the Hedgehog, there's 1,000 Uncharted's. Well, so Rilu, I'm trying to find a good one because a few of them are counting movies that have video games in them, like Ready Player One and Wreck-It Ralph. Now, does Wreck-It Ralph count as a video game movie? I would say no. And I wouldn't count Tron either because the game was made as a tie-in. But how about when Jake Gyllenhaal was from Persia in The Prince of Persia? A lot of Tomb Raider movies. Oh, the truly awful Hitman movie. Max Payne, where it turned out that Max Payne was taking drugs that made him see Valkyries. Winged Viking Norse mythology Valkyries. Oh my god, there's a sequel! There's a sequel to the Max Payne movie! What the fuck? No, that can't be. No, I think that's been mislaid. I think that's been, What? What? Friends, I think there is multiple Max Payne movies. Max Payne Valhalla? Max Payne Retribution? That can't be. That can't be a real thing. See, friends, this is... this is why I can't do this. I can't do this because I'll just unhinge. And see, in this lineup, the Resident Evil movies aren't bad. Resident Evil 1 and 2 take the first 3 games plus Code Veronica and kind of smash them together. The later ones go their own way. Oh man, the Assassin's Creed movie, that was garbage! Okay, Wolfcrad, so Max Payne Valhalla is a short, not a full movie. Okay. Hey!
So, when we gonna get your VR setup going? Wink just purchased Valiant VR for $25.
How did you make the wink wibble? Okay, sorry. Whoever that was, sincerely thank you. That was $25. VR games. As you know, friends, anything you pick up through the Humble Bundle partner link helps us. And you know I fucking love video games. Oh, so Eagle Lives, I'm going through the IMDb video game tie-in list, which is a little bit more concise. But I got distracted because I looked at the Max Payne movie that listed a bunch of others. And yeah, according to Woolcrad, Max Payne Valhalla is a short, not a full film. So we might have to do a curated list. Okay, but the thing is, the IMDb list is not good, because is Dungeons & Dragons a video game movie? As much as I want to make people watch Dungeons & Dragons, The Wrath of the Dragon God, I can't justify that. I can't. Doom, that's a stinker. Silent Hill was surprisingly good. I was expecting much worse. The Alone in the Dark movie and its sequel, Alone in the Dark 2, are both fucking awful. But they cannot hold a stinky candle to the House of the Dead movie. If you were thinking that's by Uwe Boll, you are correct. God. The thing is, I don't know why I hate myself, but I do. And I take no glee in my own self-destruction, but the idea that I can inflict these films upon others at the same time as myself amuses me greatly. Oh, Lost Flowers, we will get to Tekken Blood Vengeance. We will get to feckin' Final Fight. Don't think they're getting a reprieve. But what party would be complete without... What party would be complete without Dungeon Siege in the...
PAX merch ordered. Wish I could have made it for the whole day. Just purchased Dungeons, the complete trilogy for $25.
Okay, and whoever that was, seriously, thank you. Let me just... Before I start doing you all... Before I don't start doing you all the damage, let's quickly check what those humble bundles are, because I should try and be a better, I should try and be a better shill. You know, if I stop doing this, people might stop considering me to be a shill on Twitch. Alright, so let's have a look at Dungeons the Trilogy and what the Valiant VR is. Okay, so Dungeons the Trilogy is... Okay, it's the Dungeons series, like 1 through 3. You know what? They're solid games, they're not terror bad, and it's $12 for the whole collection, which is pretty bloody good. And the Valiant VR is Into the Radius, which I've heard is amazing. And Budget Cuts 2, which is fascinating. The rest I don't know, but I don't get a lot of chance to play VR stuff, so... but also, there's another bundle called Career Break. Oh, Crux, that's way feckin' cool. Crux, sincerely thank you. Crux has done a tier 2, but for the next 6 months. It's September at the moment, so if you'll want to pick up your subs in advance for cheaper, you can. But now I need to get back to hurting people. So you know what? Let me bring the screen up. So here we had the...
One more for the road. Insert a witty phrase here. Just purchased SFX and music for your games for $30.
Alright, whoever that was, again, seriously, thank you. It's very good. Alright, hang on, let me zoom in so you all can see a little bit better. Alright, so this is Dungeons & Dragons Wrath of the Dragon God. Friends, get drunk and watch this with your friendos. Obviously, we would never condone piracy on twitch.television. But if there was ever a way we could stream a watch of that on the Discord, you better believe. Oh, Bacon's guilty on all 3. Alright. But seriously, Bacon, thank you. Now, Alone in the Dark is a Uwe Boll stink special. With Christian Slater and... Oh, it's so bad. It got a sequel that's even worse. But that's not even the best of it. Okay, House of the Dead is awful. House of the Dead 2 is strangely better, but you'll notice it wasn't directed by Uwe Boll. It's not hard. Oh, no. Now I'm gonna go purchase it. Alright, but here's where it gets good. So, Dungeon Siege... Sorry, In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege tale, was an adaptation of Dungeon Siege. Adaptation. It's a trash fire of a film. Not even the Statham could save. I mean... Ron Perlman and Ray Liotta are in it, and it's still just a stinky, stinky poo garbage film. But Oh, Wheeler Dealer, the Get Drunk World 2022 Challenge. Watch bad video game movies with me. This might have to become something we start doing. But you're looking at this. You're looking at this and being like, alright, it's Uwe Boll, Jason Statham. That can't be bad. It gets worse. In the Name of the King, Two Worlds, with Dolph Lundgren as a time-traveling ex-Special Forces soldier thrown back into medieval times to fulfill an ancient prophecy. Fucking weed! Friends, I want to get the big gin, and I want to watch that with you all. It is rated ever so slightly higher than Blood Rain, but not, but Blood Rain 2. Let us not forget Blood Rain 3, or The Third Reich. I mean, if you need to ask what those films are about, then you're okay. Now, Fearless, think of it like marathon training. By the time we get through these, we will have livers built of steel and scar tissue. XT Johnny XP, we've individually watched the Monster Hunter movie. We can go back. But I'm just saying, like, Monster Hunter isn't even the worst on this lineup. Dead or Alive, that's a special joy. Now, the Mario Brothers movie is becoming a contested cult classic, and I'm slowly starting to appreciate some of it, but it is not good. Now, the Mortal Kombat 1995 film is actually fucking brilliant. And it's fucking brilliant because it understands the experience, and it uses both the game mechanics as well as the visual stylings to make an absolute banger. Plus, the theme song is so iconic that it became part of Mortal Kombat's lore. Much like Raul Julia's performance as M. Bison, that those quotes became OG Bison quotes. Like, this is an example of an adaptation material that's so good, or at least so in keeping with the experience, as to become part of the original source material. That's feckin' rare. Annihilation's not good. Conquest. I don't know where these star ratings are coming from. It's a thing that exists. And here we go! What list of stinky video game movies would be complete without Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within? Now, not actually one of the worst films on this list. However, that movie is the reason why Square had to become Square Enix. Sorry, Enix had had to become Square Enix. That movie tanked so hard because it was an entire in-house production inside Square. They had to sell the company to not die. Like, you gotta think about that for a second. Okay, Advent Children does slap, and I'll fight for that one. I completely forgot that, Red Faction got a 2011 made-for-TV movie. But here we go, we're getting into the Tekkens now. So, okay, friends. The fiscal results of a piece of art are not the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter... Okay, I mean, I want every video game creator to be able to, make enough money to eat, pay rent, and be able to make their next game. But if you release a game and it doesn't sell, that doesn't mean the game is bad. And in films, the same can be true. I absolutely love the movie Screamers. That didn't do well. And I think there's still a value point. But when it fucks up so badly that you have to sell the company, you have to take that into consideration, right? Here it is. Here it is. One of the absolute, rancid cabbage farts of a film. Far Cry the movie. The thing that got me started in my love of repeat watching bad films. Now, stop me if I've told you the story before, but Far Cry the movie, this is another Uwe Boll adaptation, is dreadful. Everyone is in it for a base paycheck and a get in, get out with some explosions. But I got into a challenge with a friend of mine, and the challenge was supposed to be simple. The idea was, we would take turns putting on bad films, and the first person to tap out loses. I underestimated how competitive my friend was, and he underestimated how competitive I was. So to this day, neither of us have admitted to the other person that Far Cry the movie is a bad movie. And it is one of the worst. See, now we're just getting into announced stuff. This doesn't count. That doesn't count. Uncharted is a terrible film. Warcraft is not good. Wait, see, and this is... Yeah, see, this is where I'm kind of coming out of this one, because Area 51 does not count. And yeah, there's a lot here that are apparently just in production or announced. Bacons was saying anything that UA Bowl is safely on can be assumed to be a big stinker. I know there was one film that he did, I think it was Rampage, that was very clever. Honestly, because Fearless was saying that in the words of Dan Olsen, it's not that UA Boll is a bad director, he's a mediocre director and a bad producer. The thing that I'd say is UA Boll is the person selling street hot dogs outside of a gig at 2 o'clock in the morning. He is selling street meat outside a club in the wee hours. He can cook, but he doesn't need to. Because even if the person he sells it to ends up shitting out their own heart, they're never coming back. They're never going to find him. Oh wait, Rampage isn't UA Boll? Ah, feck. And I didn't mean Rampage as in Dwayne The Rock Johnson and a big ape. I meant the one about an unhinged mass shooter. Supposed to be very, very poignant. It surprised a lot of critics because they thought, hang on, is it? Now I've got to look it up. Let's look at his discography. It's one of those... No, definitely not Postal. Yeah, no, Rampage was a 2009 film. It's supposed to be... It's supposed to be good. It unfortunately spawned multiple sequels. Oh, God. Wait, what? No! There's a third Dungeon Siege movie! Why? How? Who paid for this? No! No! Wait, it gets worse! Alright, I'll just show you. Even Dominic here doesn't want to be in this bloody movie. Let me read you the description. A modern-day assassin wanting out is hired for one final job: to kidnap the kids of a local businessman. Things go haywire when it turns out he's chosen to return to the Middle Ages and bring back order to a kingdom of chaos. This is it! Look at this! Yeah, really, you can hear the internal dialogue. Just think of the money. Just think of the money. You need this. Little Debbie needs braces. Just think of the money. Now, there is a possibility, friends. There is a possibility that this, much like Street Fighter the movie and some of these, it could be that the people in this end up having so much fun with it that it ends up being good. And it's just a badly constructed film. So it could be good. But I don't know. Now, as I've said, friends, I have an irrational love of bad movies. Mostly because, you know, it doesn't ask a lot of you. And when what you think is going to be a terrible movie turns out to be brilliant, or turns out to have things of value, it's a lovely surprise. When a film that you have waited for, 3 years to come out releases and it's a stonking, stinky fart of a film, it feels bad. And I know it's an oversimplification, and
I am very, very harsh and critical of cinema in a way that I'm not of other art mediums. And unfortunately, it's something that I'm still trying to get out of, but working in the film industry ruined a lot of the intended purpose of films, you know? I can't look at a lot of cinema and say, this person really wanted to make something that said something or to create something. Because most of it's just made to make cash. And it's sad, you know? Thrame's like, how are you posting memes in the middle of stream? I'm just that good. And in my defense, I'm not the one memeing. U8 Bowl is. Yeah, bad movie night's gonna have to become a thing. Salem says, like, say, Shark Attack 3 Megalodon, starring John Barrowman. No sharks here? This is why I'm going to abuse my power to choose the playlist. So Rilu, what was the list that you were pulling from? Because I'd be really curious to have a look at that one. Hey friends, if we do video game movies, do you know what we have to do? Wing Commander. The 1999 fart in space. Like, the movie Matthew Illard couldn't save. Like, so Wikipage is entitled List of Films Based on Video Games. Well, so, actually, Rilu, you might need to ping it to me, because we've still got links for subs only. Or to ping it to Lizzie. God, the Wing Commander movie was so bad. The Double Dragon film was sad bad, you know? It wasn't bad fun. It was bad tragic. Alright. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, Rilu. Yeah, I'm seeing if there's another film.
Stop that incessant clicking.
But, friends, you know, with all of these terrible, terrible films, we do get to do, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog, Detective Pikachu, wow, those are 2 films that I listed. And we get to do some of the live-action Japanese ones. So that does include the Ace Attorney film, and where was it? Oh, Yakuza Like a Dragon. But if we do those... Wait a fucking second. The Neko Atsumi game got a movie? What? What? The Mobile Cat Collection film. Oh, God. Oh, no! Oh, no, actually, no, that's animated. No, we're okay, we're okay! Sorry, working it back. I was about to yell about the fact that Sin, the video game, had a film adaptation. No, that had an anime adaptation, which was mediocre but not bad. Yeah. So I think what I'll do is I'll start bringing together... I'll start pulling bits out of all of these. And see... And see if we can, like, construct a master list of video game movies. Because will I make you watch King of the Fighters? Yes. But the Chanbara film, we might have to skip over that one. That might be a bit much. Excuse me. Wait, what? Okay, sorry. I just saw that apparently there was a live-action prequel to Alan Wake, and I need to find out if this is legit or if this is bullshit. Because if this is another, like, straight-to-DVD short film... Yeah, Wolfgrad, if we start hitting the anime, there is a lot we've got to add to there. Oh. So there we go, friends. Maybe that can be like our little challenge for the winter. You know, get through all of the bad video game movies. Because, okay, I don't just mean this to be like a mean-spirited drink-along. The reason why I think this has some value... Okay, Ryu's saying I have to look for pictures of the Neko Atsume movie. It's just a film about a people who have a bunch of kitties! That's it! That's the movie! Fuck. There's a trailer! Alright, friends, do you wanna watch the trailer for this? I don't know why I'm asking. I'm just gonna do this with you all. Sorry. Let me abuse my powers. We're watching the trailer for the adaptation of the video game Neko Atsume. Alright, it's only 30 seconds, so that's all fair use. Not what I would have gone with for the opening noise there, but...
引っ越しなんかしてリセットしてみたいんですけど。
この度はご制約ありがとうございます。
Kitty!
やってるじゃないですか。やっぱりハマってんじゃん。
可愛いな。
全然かけてないじゃないですか。
That's it. That's the movie. That's the movie. That's brilliant. That's a film we deserve. Maybe we'll have that as a palate cleanser. Oh, God. But no, sorry. Have you all heard of a video game called Werewolves Within? Because I'm drawing a blank, but it could be because I'm being a dingus today. Oh, okay. Werewolves Within is a VR game. Okay, that's why I haven't heard of it. Published by Red Storm. Huh. Just because Werewolves Within is apparently the highest rated video game film of all time. Go figure. But no, so jumping it back. Yes. It is very funny to point at these things and laugh. And I will not stop you from. But I do think there's a value in this because when these adaptations are bad, a larger portion of that comes from a misunderstanding of what a game experience is, what it conveys to us, what's important about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh! Also to Eagle Lives, thank you for sending the link over as well. Sorry, I didn't see that on Discord. Thank you, dude. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there is genuinely something to be gained from seeing how these adaptations miss the mark. Because it's a really good example of how people from outside of our space try and understand our art form at the absolute most base surface level and miss everything about it. In fact, one of the ones that I found most interesting was watching the Uncharted film, which I watched while I was under the weather with the fucking plague. But what was fascinating about it was that they accurately captured a lot of the set pieces, like visually. Like, the film opens with baby boy Spider-Man hanging off the back of... Oh, what is it? Hang on. Mario, play some tunes while I talk to these people. Thank you, Mario. Film opens with baby boy Spider-Man hanging off the back of a plane with a bunch of cargo pieces, which I believe was an exact set piece from one of the Uncharted films. Yeah, it's a cargo plane that's losing its shite in real time. And the shot-for-shot of it is really good. Like, cannot fault the CGI team on that one. However, the experience of the mystery unfolding, the characters, which are the driving force in Uncharted, are all wrong. And in fact, it's only the after the credit scene that comes close to hitting a beat that feels like Uncharted. Is there a Fatal Frame film? It might be a Japanese film. Sorry, Asari was asking, is there a later... Fatal Frame movie. Yes. It is called Gekijoban Zero. Fatal Frame the movie, it was a 2014 horror film. And it has a okay rating. I don't want to throw any horror film trailers up because you never know how brutal or not they're going to be. But there we go. Actually, I'm going to post the Neko Atsumi trailer in the long ship because I can. Because, friends, I played the shit out of that game. I played that so much. But yeah, there is genuine value to watching these terrible video game adaptations because they miss the whole ruddy point of video games, what they convey, how they make us feel, and the experiences that we go from. And sometimes, and I don't mean this to sound as callous as it does, but sometimes watching big multi-million-dollar projects fail is a great teaching of what matters to us in video games. Do you know what I'm saying? Or like, if I've completely lost my loopies, feel free to yell at me. Yeah, coughs in Morbius. No, they just need to do one more round. They just need to do one more round of theatrical releases. That would have definitely locked it in. Okay, Salem was saying that understanding where something failed can be as informative as understanding where something else succeeded. Knowing both the targets and the pitfalls is useful to anyone designing an experience. Yes. I mean, we talked a lot about this. I forget what spurred the conversation, but do you remember when we started talking about how to do an adaptation of Hitman? See, the movie of Hitman is fucking bad. It's a bad action film with a high budget. What's fascinating about it is it tries to turn Agent 47 into a character that we're supposed to follow. Tries to do like a Born Identity, Lost Childhood type thing. And it's like, nah. The thing about Hitman is that Agent 47 can be anyone, both humorously or ridiculously. So what you do is you make a story about other people, and you have Agent 47 basically play the MacGuffin of change, the agent of activity on it all. You know, ideally you do it as a series, and each episode ends up with either a incredibly clever, complex, or hilarious murder. I mean, shit, if you wanna go full-ass Death Note on it, and have these really complicated back-and-forth mind games, you know, the person trying to catch Agent 47, and the things he sets up, and then each time he fails, then we, the audience, get the reveal of how Agent 47 did it. Like, fuck it, that's brilliant. Because the joy of Hitman is the adapting to the situation. It's the ridiculous plans. It's the impossible kills. The whole through line in the first of the new Hitmen, where he just happens to look like a German superstar, cracks me up. So basically, you knock out this pretentious wanker, pretend to be him, get the makeup and everything, and then go to a meeting with some people and dispose of them however you will. Poison, judo chop, drown them in the toilet, whatever. It's up to you. I used an exploding duck on one of them, and that didn't stop being funny. But later on, when you're at the Japanese like super hospital for the ultra rich, you meet someone who is getting plastic surgery to look like that supermodel, which you already do. So you can pretend to be that guy as well. Like, there's such a comedic hilarity in Hitman Blood Money, where you dress up like Big Bird to kill an assassin who's also dressed like Big Bird. Like, you can do such a wonderful juxtaposition between the creative and innovative hilarity of how Agent 47 gets it done with a story of, I mean, insert whatever. You got a cop trying to bring an assassin to justice. You got bad people being bumped off one by one. I mean, it writes itself. The mistake is trying to turn the protagonist's POV into a character. But then you look at something like Tomb Raider, and I know I'm picking very hyperbole examples. Actually, I'm just picking on IDOS right now. Lara Croft is a character. The Lara we've gotten in more recent games is a very different character than the one we got in the original. But Lara is a person that we understand and we play as. Thrain, we do have a game for today, but I don't know if it's going to be as funny as wailing on video game movies. Like, you know what? It's up to your lovely selves. If you want to see this game, the game is called Mu Cartographer. And it looks gorgeous. It's about deciphering an alien UI. But I'm really having fun. I might be selfish, Thrame, and just talk to you lot for another half an hour or so. I know, I'm such a bastard. What's wrong? What's up with Will? Will's not playing video games and actually wants to talk to us. What a dickhead. But okay, so I don't just mean these things to do that usual white guy thing of, oh, because I'm so smart and clever and good at everything, I wouldn't possibly fail at movies. I'd fuck up a film if I was given charge of it. I know that. I don't like films as a business. I don't want to work in that space. But having spent so much time deconstructing and pitching and analyzing game projects, like understanding them and being able to convey that is a really important skill, you know? Now, do I think that the newer Tomb Raiders have gone a little far in terms of the brutality with the deaths of Lara and things like that? I do. I think that we have been owed a transition of Lara into more of a... okay. I'm struggling to find the words on this one, but by being able to understand the core of these experiences, you can understand how to adapt them or how to convey them. Where are my fucking manners? I'm so sorry, friends. I'm sure we're back. Bacon, I didn't thank you for gifting a sub to Relu. That's really fucking cool of you. And Wolfcrad's been topping off the pint glass while I've just been cackling maniacally. Alright, Scotty, we'll call it. No chapters. We're just gonna chat. We're just gonna hang out and waffle. Sorry, Fred's saying that while I've added shill 4 games into the tags, if I take into consideration current inflation, it should actually be shill 5 games. Shillium undersalt. God, that's going to continue making me smile. But no, understanding these experiences is very, very powerful and is very important. I mean, we've had this conversation multiple times, but it is one that I have with a lot of people when they're trying to convey their experience, which is, who are you in this game? What is your perspective and what is your experience? You know? Agent 47 is a blank canvas, and it is a game that actively encourages and rewards you for being clever or silly or ridiculous, but always for thinking outside the box. You know, the Hitman series has been an interesting one because as it's progressed, whilst it's always given you the option to go shooty gun bang, daka daka daka, as the game series has progressed on, you know, the team behind it has come to realize that what people want to do is get in, get out, and kill someone in the funniest way possible. Like, the one that springs to mind is dressing up as a plague doctor in a guy's house and stealing a circumcision knife and killing him with it by pretending to be one of the dummies in his house, which is a plague doctor with a knife. Like, the exploding golf ball, poisoning someone's drink and drowning them in the toilet and hiding them in the closet, the rubber duck! The fucking rubber duck never stops being funny.
What hope?
Petulant, Watto and welcome. At this point, I think I'm just gushing about Hitman. Yeah, because Fred, Rubber Ducky is the one, and he makes murder so much fun. But the interesting things is when playing through the newer... Sorry, I just got some game news through on the wire. So Zalavir is going to be working with Meow Wolf. And I am thoroughly fascinated to find out what that means. If you haven't heard of Meow Wolf, they're an art installation company out of Vegas that do, something Mart. How am I going blank on this? Wolf. Oh, okay. They also have places in Denver. Okay, so Vegas is the main one. Megamart. Sorry, Omega Mart. Omega Mart is a surrealist art exhibition pretending to be a supermarket with a hidden LARP-style ARG built in. It's fucking brilliant. Ehrman, that would be so good! Sorry, friends. Ehrman was saying that if they were doing a Hitman movie, they'd take the Clue approach and have several different versions, right? The reveal of how Agent 47 did it would be different in each movie. In each variant. That'd be so good. But yeah, so friends, it looks like Zalavir is working with them, and I don't know to what extent. Because color me fascinated. Also, it looks like it's going to be in Texas. Oh yeah, really, yeah. Tell people there's 10 variants, release only 9. Have a super hidden one somewhere. That'd be fucking great. But no, so jumping back. Sorry. Alright. Jumping back. One of the interesting things about the newest Hitman game, the series of the first of the trilogy, was that there were some levels that were primarily focused around firearms. So there's one where you have to infiltrate like a military militia compound and assassinate a couple people. And because it's an armed compound, like, everybody has guns, and it's very easy to get in a few additional kills. And honestly, it's the most
slow and boring of all of the levels. And I find that feckin' interesting. That in a world of video games about shooty gun bangs them, that the most shooty gun bang of the levels is the most boring. Now, the other thing that was fascinating is building a game that's about like disguises and hilarious murders and things like that, and then challenging people to play as an actual assassin was so much more rewarding. I've done most of the suit sniper only challenges in that one, and it feels great because you glide through the shadows and you set up a bunch of machinations to get people to exactly where you need them to take that one perfect sniper shot and then leave. It feels great. And understanding that and then trying to convert that into another medium, yeah. Like, that's fascinating. Hey, Moose, if you want us to work through the pitch with you, you know we got you. Oh. So yeah, so friends, I think I'm going to start inflicting terrible video game movies. I think it's going to be glorious. But also, like I said, understanding these experiences, like the one that I'm really looking forward to, not because it's good, but because we'll be able to like beat it to death with a stick. But the one I'm really looking forward to is the UA Bowl House of the Dead movie, because it misses everything that's good about House of the Dead. Because here's the thing, House of the Dead is pure, unadulterated cheese through the medium of a light gun game, right? House of the Dead Overkill is incredible because it just turns all the cheese up to 11. It is purely lactose intolerant. Hey, maybe Relu, maybe this is my new calling. Maybe that's it. We'll just become a shit video game movie corner of the internet. I wouldn't do that to you all, friends. I wouldn't do that. Yes, House of the Dead deserves more games, fewer movies. But what's fascinating about it is that it actually has all the potential trappings of a really good, like, self-aware cheese fest. You know, things like Evil Dead 3 and God, I'm trying to think of Slither and stuff like that. Like, it has the potential to be wonderfully ridiculous. To have a giant bat creature fly to the girl and go, "Suffer like G did." Excuse me, what did like, the pure ridiculous cheese of it all sets up such a brilliant scenario. But no, Mr. Bowl had to go for teens trapped in a haunted mansion setup and made the justification that it was a House of the Dead movie by having a first-person section. Hey, Relu, I am going to have to bring our adventure to a close in a little bit anyway. Thank you for coming and hanging out and chatting bad movies. If I don't see you for some impromptu streamery nonsense, Relu, have a lovely rest of your weekend. I'll be back next week proper. But yeah, I'll be at PAX, so wish me luck. Now, okay, Thrain, you're right. UA Bowl does straight up admit that he doesn't give a fuck, and it has been documented that a larger portion of the projects he's done have been essentially tax write-offs because of the way the German government had structured their art funds. But this is kind of like the flip side of, you no longer control a piece of art when you put it out. And if it is based on an existing IP, it's entirely fair for
other people to deconstruct it, you know? One of the things that's always interesting to talk about is that when... I'm trying to think about this. You can never stand next to your art and explain it to everybody. And the thing about making a bad film like that is that if you're not enjoying it, and if the audience watches it and goes, this is just a bit, it's upsetting and bad, it's not valid criticism of those people to say, oh, well, I don't care. Like, if it doesn't affect you and you can sleep fine, then okay, I guess. But the deconstruction of that art is entirely valid. You know? Because we're not talking about an original creation, we're talking about an adaptation. So there is some validity into the deconstruction of how those games were translated into cinema. You know? I'm just saying that it is morally okay to throw critical bricks at UA Boll. Just don't challenge him to a fight. I'm not going to get into that, but if you want to look it up, there was a film critic that talked a lot of shit and challenged UA Boll to a boxing match. Whether or not they knew that UA Boll had experience in competitive boxing, I don't know, but yeah. If you, like I said, if you want something to read up on after this, go down that rabbit hole. Ah! Ah! Sorry. I'm not throwing shade. It could happen to any of us. However, and I'm not going to name any names. But a particular booth at PAX West sent out a press email today. Well, actually, I think it's media and content creators, not press, looking at the name list. And they CC'd everyone instead of BCCing them. And they sent through an apology afterwards. But someone on the thread just said, wow, would be so cool if you BCC'd this to our emails. So they were hidden and we didn't get everyone's responses. Now, I don't know who that particular individual is, but they've given me a big old chortle. And Lost Flowers, I am going to have fun at PAX. I'm going to be safe, you know, no touchy, hand sanitize everything, mask up, but I'm looking forward to it. I really am. The thing is, I didn't...
Cue the take me off this list. Replies to all.
Oh, sorry, Bacon, thank you for the 200. It is taking every ounce of my control not to repost hello to like 100 people. Friends, you have to know how much self-control I am exercising right now. I want to send a picture of my face to 200 people. Like, hello! Oh, Croc says they've had large vendors do it and give us their entire customer list. Oh, that's where you just start rubbing hands. Hey, how was your quote from these people? Maybe I can hook you up. And that's why salespeople get garden leave. Ha! Sorry. Dom says I should send them the Twitch Prime meme link. Have you heard about Twitch Prime? I want to send them the fucking Blackout Club. Do you want to make more money? Of course you do. Oh. Yeah, and Fearless, that's dead smart. I will say, to those of you who are going to PAX, I'm going to be flying around quite a lot. So I won't have a lot of time to hang in the, during the day. But I'll try and keep people posted in the IRL bit in Discord if you want to come hang out. Most likely it's going to be a lot of Sheraton lobby hangs, but I'll let you know. Like, I do need to go do businessy, make friends maneuvers. Because I want to keep the long ship kicking ass. Hey, you kids want to hear about Homestuck? Yeah, that would be a very fast way to get myself industry blacklisted. But no, I am really looking forward to it. Aww. Hey, Lost Flowers, that's absolutely lovely of you to say. Thank you. I've been saying this a lot, mostly because you lot have been blowing the doors off for the last, like, 2 weeks. But I am genuinely honoured to be the person in the seat in front of you. Like, you'll keep me here, and I love it. The fact that I get to go to PAX and be Will of the Longship is only because of you lot, you know? I might be the one in the giant robot seat, but I wouldn't have a giant robot without you. So that's what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, and Fearless, I get to see you at the charity thing tonight. That's gonna be fucking rad. Oh, Dom, yeah, I should send them my pinned tweet. Let me tell you about indie games. I should do that. Okie dokie Loki, friends. So, I'm going to bring our adventures to a close. I'm so glad we got to just... there's so many terrible video game movies I didn't know existed. I'm genuinely excited to watch. Because the thing is, I've seen the Dungeon Keeper movie. It's bad. But I have not seen the second or third. The fact that these films exist! I can't wait! I can't wait! Oh, it's going to be so good! But yeah, I'll make sure that that's something we schedule in the Longship proper. And it's something that I'll start doing, you know, as the winter comes in and it gets a bit colder. Because, you know, while we're still in the summer of chaos and people are able to out and go do stuff, I don't want to, like, drag people in. And Fearless actually worked on Eco for a while. And, yeah, it's an experience. Nightbree, Watto and welcome. Sorry to say hello as we're on the way out, but I need to get my ass in gear because I gotta go be social. I gotta go do things. I gotta go say hello to some people. But lovely to see you. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna roll credits. Let me see if there's a lovely person on this twitch.television that I can pass you to. Because yesterday I was... Oh! Fearless, thank you for gifting a sub to Nightbree. That's fucking cool of you. See, Nightbree, now you gotta come back. That's just the rule. That's just how it is. I'm just checking on these lovely Mother Hubbards. I just need the Twitch adverts to ease up a little bit. Yeah, I'm not overheating today, so I can actually talk. Yeah, actually, before I roll credits, I did want to say just one more huge thank you to you all. Like, you all have been blowing the doors off in terms of support for the last 2 weeks, and I don't think I've said enough proper thank yous for that. Now, I'm going to keep working my ass off, friends. I'm going to keep trying to be worth all that you put in. But what you lot did recently is just unprecedentedly brilliant. And I don't think I've said that enough. Aww. Dory Quill, I will. I'll be safe, but I am going to go have fun. What can I say? Thing is, I love doing what I do. I love talking about games. I love chatting with devs. I love chatting with you lot. So I'm going to have a bloody marvellous time. Alright? So, I just wanted to say one more thank you. As I was saying to Fiona today, at the beginning of August, things were scary as shit. And a little triple corgi sign off from Jarl Infinitus. Strager, thank you kindly. But no, things were real scary at the beginning of August, and now it's not so scary, and I have all of you lot to thank. Although, actually, to just update you very quickly, the scary bill, it turned out, was an error. So, thankfully, I didn't get a scary surprise $500 medical bill. So I'm very happy about that. It turns out they just don't know how to count months. I spoke to them today, so... Yeah, and Fearless, I don't doubt you when you say stuff like that, but in the same breath, you lot do so much. I don't want to put it all on you lot to keep it going, no? Night Valen, it's not a cult! Alright, so I'll give you a choice, friends. We've got two things we can go on to after this. I'm still going to roll credits, but I thought I'd let you have a chance to choose. So, you can watch Hack, which is an indie platformer with a very, very interesting art style. Or you can watch somebody draw in Big Gay Moth. So, Big Gay Moth, indie platformer. What do you fancy? So, post your thoughts and feels and let me say my thank yous. Because as we have well documented, I don't know how to end a stream because I don't want to leave. But no, seriously, you lot put so much into this. I hope I'm doing a good job. I'm gonna keep bloody trying. So thank you. Today I would like to specifically thank the following.
I just want to make the credits strong.
Ehrman, why are you like this? I'd like to thank Down Under Dwarf, Bacon Avenger, Firestrager, Thrame, Pun Spectre, Wolfcrad, Dory Quill, and Ehrman, who's being a butt. A huge thank you to Lizzie, Moose, and Caffeine. A hello to Jamie, who is our new follow person, who hopefully we get to chat to some more. And to Orchazini, Shirokadral, Handlebar Ryan. I can't believe you've done this! Dice Washer, Scorb, Toasty, Got Dusty, Vexer, Smash 6, Crux, Relu, Petula, Nightbree, all of you, whether you were tagged by House Carl or celebrating sprees, thank you. A Merry September to you all. And again, thank you to Jamie for bringing the raid in. But apparently it's a fucking train, so here we are! Dingleberries! You're stuck with me.
Credits train.
I can't believe you've done this. I can't believe you've done this. Now, Night Valen, there isn't a Big Game Moth platformer, which does mean that that's an opening. Because let's be honest, if someone asks, what game are you making, and you say, Big Game Moth platformer, I'd buy that. I'd do it. Oh, Crux, you innocent.
No one abandons the train.
Fucking terrors, the lot of you. Can't believe you've done this. Can't believe you've done this. Sorry, where are my manners? So.
Chaos, Sheeran utter chaos.
You know what?
Tongue.
House Order had a good run of it, and House Carl were definitely rocking, so I can understand. But to Ehrman, to Crux, Fearless again, Bacon, Down on the Dwarf. Oh, excuse me. I got chicken nugget burps. So uncomfortable, but so fucking yo! Australia! Apparently, friends, that this train has mildly offended Jarl Infinitus. Firestrager, I was overheating and discombobulating yesterday. I did not say enough thank yous for how much you put in.
And I hope beyond hope that you know how much all of this means to me. I hope you know how much what you do helps us.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
What about second credits, I guess?
Oh hey, a button.
Second terrors! Crux, thank you for filling the pint glass. And to Gilmore Greyjoy, thank you for 30 months. To those of you who just joined us, I was bringing the stream to a close, but apparently that has been forebodden. That has been train-bodden. Nightbreeze says that this is the gag reel at the end of the credits. The Jarl has spoken. Fire Strager, thank you for saying. It's important. Oh, lordy, lordy. Alright, well, at whatever point you lot decide our adventure comes to a close, you're in charge now, friends. We keep going till the train does. But when we come to a close, we're going to go hang out with Matcha Cryptid, who is drawing a just gorgeous big game moth. Lizzie's like, oh hey Will, I thought you were going. So did I. Apparently, it's been decided for me. Oh, Strager just had to get it to stop too, so they're good. Okay. God. I know it's only been a couple hours, but friends, I do love hanging out with you lot. So good.
Mild offense to the arm, and minor pre-PAX chaos.
Fucking hell! Yo, fight! So Ehrman took that personally. Just gonna keep going till level 2. And Ehrman was like, whoa. Don't think we agreed on that one. Friends, I don't know what to say. I'll just keep showing you my fancy nails and hope that makes up for incoherent screaming. Ehrman, seriously, I don't know what to do apart from laugh maniacally. I am unhinged. That is $50 in bits. That is inordinate amounts. I mean, Crux, it's been well documented that while I may play video games, y'all are playing a very different game. Lovely bunch of terrors. Sorry, friends. I don't know what to say. Congratulations. You beat me. Wait, what if I'm not ready for PAX?
Too late, it's here.
Ah! Sorry, Eagle Live says, very proud of everyone here for finding out, finally, how to stop Will from talking. It's... Even my powers have limits, Eagle Lives. Even my powers have limits. I'm just getting ready to throw you over for the adventures of...
Have a beer on me at PAX.
Oh, Crux. It's really kind of you, thank you. And I will. I will do my best to document it. Oh, as a quick reminder, completely unrelated because I was just looking over to get this raid ready. If any of you play Destiny, there is a free super cool sniper rifle you can get on Twitch. So that's a thing.
Everything's fine. You need to go to bed. Okay, good night.
Lizzie, I won't lie. There was an actual panic for a second there.
Let's use our inside voices. Sometimes my mom just hangs around.
The one that always scares the shit out of me is dramatic duck noise before I go live. That's always where the real fear comes from. Anyway, so we're bringing this adventure to a close. Lovely, lovely friends. Have an excellent weekend. I'm going to try and do some phone streams out and about whilst I'm at PAX. I'll do me best. But if I don't see you, I'll blep you on Discord. And Nightbreed, I wanted to have some party moments. Oh yeah, Lizzie, has never happened. Right. So I'm going to pass you over to Matcha Cryptid, who is a lovely local individual and a wonderful person, and is currently drawing up a storm. So if you want to see the best gay moth of all time, stick around, all right? Because the thing is, I've had them chained up here since before the train started. I saw Firestrager writing up a bug report. And Thrame, I haven't said hot tub streams are off the table. I was just saving them for if we had another heat wave. This year, it didn't hit the point where it was like death heat like last year. But I did severely underestimate how warm it was going to get. Thrame, I promise nothing. Alright, have a lovely rest of your day, have a cracking evening. If I don't see you, just keep an eye on the Discord for updates on PAX and whatnot. And have a wonderful time.